Hey, Alto Key here. It's time for a vlog! We haven't done a vlog for a while, but I actually have something to talk about. And that is we're going to be making some album art for my next song. And we're not professional makeup artists, we're not professional photographers, but sometimes you gotta do stuff yourself because quarantine. And also, we're going to bring you along for the journey so you can see how it happens. So I'm not going to be spoiling the details of the song in this video, but in terms of the album art, we're going to be doing a similar aesthetic to Colourless, in that we're going to have a portrait shot against a coloured background, and a little information about the song without, as I said, spoiling it. It's about distance and dependency and internal conflict are like things that go along with it. So what we're going to do is do some makeup which reflects some of those themes. Okay, so we're ready to get started. I've got a towel on down here, and we've got the design which I'm going to put up on screen here. So let's go! So Mystery Camera Lady's helping me do the makeup here, and neither of us really know much about makeup, but we're going to start with a layer of primer, which I don't really know what that is, but that's what we're starting with. So right now we're going to use a purple colour pen to mark out where the clouds should go and to blend in with the clouds once we apply a blue layer of sky. You might be wondering, why are we doing this shirtless? And one, artsy, and two, makes it easier to not get makeup all over my clothes. Okay, purple clouds drawn, it's time to do the sky. We're really hoping that we're not going to get sued by the Blue Man Group or Smurfs. So the reason why we're doing blue sky with like clouds is because distance is like a central theme to the song. And with everyone being locked up in quarantine right now, we really wanted to kind of express this idea that there is an outside world beyond where we are right now. And we're also doing a green background. So having a green background with blue sky is very much kind of like fields and very vibrant and very kind of like eye-catching, which is something which I always try to do with album art, is have stuff which really pops and sticks out to you. So right now we're not sure if we want to paint the eyebrows or not, because it might look a bit weird if everything else is painted but the eyebrows aren't. But on the other hand, eyebrows are like what convey a lot of expression and emotion, so if they're completely painted over it might look weird. So we're going to do everything but the eyebrows for now, and then we'll come back to doing the eyebrows and then make a decision. It's at this moment that I want to take a second to remind you that my 26th birthday will be in a month's time, and I'm still face painting like a toddler, and we just got some paint like directly in my nose. So I'm dying a little bit. Start applying more paint. So now it's time for my favourite bit where we're painting the eyes, and if I go blind afterwards you'll know what's happened. It's time. Okay, now we're just adding a little bit of light blue to give the whole thing a bit of depth, because if it was just all dark blue it might be a bit boring. We've been debating whether to paint the eyebrows, and I think we're going to go for it, but I'm praying it doesn't make me look too much like an alien. Let me know what you think of having blue eyebrows. So now we're on to phase 2, which is then doing the clouds, and then lastly we're going to take the picture. We have a cloud! So once we've finished doing the clouds, then the face paint in theory will be done. So the next step will be to iron the backdrop that we're going to be using, which is a green backdrop. And you may be wondering why we're not using the green screen that I already have, and it's because we want to have a bit more of a textured background. So we've got a green backdrop which is a bit thicker, which can do some finishing touches, but right now I'm kind of reminded of the intro to Toy Story with the clouds and sky. Okay, about an hour and 15 minutes later, thank you so much, Mystery Camera Lady. I think we're done, so we're now going to start preparing for the photo shoot. Okay, now it's time for the photo shoot. So we didn't actually have to iron the backdrop in the end because we managed to put some stuff on the corners to keep it flat. And if you have a look here, we can see we've got a few lights set up. So we've got 2 different lights which are just going to be pointing down. And then we're going to set up the tripods with the camera to be over me, and then we're just going to take some photos. So nothing too magic going on, but hopefully after this bit of Photoshop it will end up looking pretty good. So I hope you enjoyed seeing a little behind the scenes and how we're making the album art here on the flat. So until next time, I'll ask you to like, subscribe, ring that bell for notifications, and I will catch you next time. Bye bye!